Okay, my life. I think I'm live. Okay, for you guys who are like, why am I live? Even though it says cube hunting, even though we're in still or not. It's because in 19 minutes we are losing something that was able to give me my best money making brain rot ever. We're losing the ball shot today, and this is the only memory we have of it. 23. That's the only thing I have left of it. I have nothing else. I only have 30. I'm still gonna wonder what is. I'll be right back. Let me see. Okay, we're back for another one. I just had to grab a little quick snack. I'm not telling you what I'm eating. You're just gonna have to figure it out. Okay. Man, 16 minutes. Wait a minute. Look at it. Our first glimpse at the summer stuff is sick. Imagine getting this because, like, you can get Eternals so easily. Oh my gosh. That'd be crazy. That's actually crazy that that happens.
Hi.
Not gonna. What's up, bro? I don't know who you are, but FNCS 1HP1. Never heard of you. Racing in the stream. I'm hoping for more. I do. I only have one though. Yeah, I only have one. So we're just gonna wait here for a couple more minutes until the thing happens where you check like She just sit here until this guy gets removed, sadly. I don't. What's our total kill count? But I'm about to look this up. What's our total kill count?
Wolfito
In
Micronono.
so I'm watching this, bro. If you like Poppy Playtime, you gotta watch one guy and one guy only. His name is Poppy Theory, and bro, he literally explains like so much. Like I'm watching the video and it's called "What's our total kill count?"
But let's just treat this as a full recount from last video, and you can expect Chapter 6's update for this as well when that comes out. So of course, we gotta start with the main man, Huggy Wuggy. But by now, we all know that we didn't end up actually taking out Huggy Wuggy in Chapter 1. We surely did do some damage, but that fall did nothing but make Huggy stronger and more aggressive than we even thought he could be. Other than Huggy, Chapter 1 was pretty quiet, and any other toys we saw in the lobby were already dead and gone. Though I've always wondered about those make-a-friend machines. Their eyes strangely followed us around, and knowing Playtime code, something just tells me they were sentient. And we might have to test that theory, but either way, we didn't pull the plug on them. But Chapter 2 brought us at least one clear kill, along with a few other deaths that may not be considered the player's personal eliminations, though they could be considered our fault. Bunzo Bunny was killed by Mommy Longlegs after the musical memory game broke while we were playing it. Though it wasn't Bunzo's fault that it broke, Mommy still took it out on him, resulting in his dead body being suspended in her webs. Similarly, Mommy saw the player beating Wackawuggy as a failure, with her frustration growing with each loss she faced. Of course, this also ended with the mini Huggies killed and webbed, just like Bunzo. But PJ Bugapillar seems to have avoided the same fate, as Mommy set her eyes on the player after escaping statues. I made some theories on if we'll ever see PJ again, so be sure to check that out. But without hearing PJ getting killed like the others, and with
Yeah,
no
I don't know what
confirmation
happened
that
to
any
PJ.
PJ bodies we've seen otherwise are his, I'll continue to stand by
Yeah,
PJ still being alive.
it could be him on
Well, if
the.
he's not, he died outside the factory. But at a minimum, he
It could
survived
actually
longer than
be
Mommy Longlegs, who
him.
honestly set herself up for failure, and she would have been able to
Could
keep
be
her
right
composure.
back shit. I'm back.
Instead of fast and furiously chasing us down, she could have easily avoided it. And Mommy was close behind. The player pulled the lever on a grinder and Mommy slammed right into it. Quick neck turn, managed to yank her arm out of the machine, only for her foot to slip in there instead, and her abdomen getting crushed within seconds. Though I do think it's partially her fault. Mommy's blood really is on our hands, as she wouldn't have died without us pulling that machine lever. So I'm counting this as the player's first official kill. By the end of Chapter 2, the only other deaths that almost happened are the players and Poppies. We almost died on that train crash, but going into Chapter 3, we racked up some more bigger body deaths. Though again, they're not completely on the player. Before we get into confirmed kills, I do want to mention the ruined critters that we interact with in, but instead just scared them off with a flare hand to avoid getting attacked. They're just little guys, but they can and will eat our faces off. Somehow, though Dog Day's fate is a bit up in the air, the player can't be blamed for his possible death. We witnessed the ruined critters completely take over Dog Day's body and use it to chase us down, but we managed to escape without having to harm Dog Day or the critters ourselves. But Mrs. Delusion, the lady herself, didn't get away so easily. After keeping her distance and stalking us around the school, Miss Delight pulled a move like mommy and rushed towards the player, likely just trying to close the door to stop her from reaching us. The player pulled the lever with Miss Delight getting caught in the doorway. Once again, an experiment's impatience, frustration, and likely hunger caused them to make a fatal mistake. Miss Delight's head was cracked completely in half by the metal door, bringing the player's count to 2. The last character of importance that dies in this chapter is actually the first character we saw here, Catnap. Much of the chapter, Catnap was just following us around and trying to get us to leave. But eventually, he also lost his patience with the player, insisting on pushing forward, resulting in another round of red smoke inhalation and nightmare catnap to materialize. After working through the hallucination to overcharge a green hand, the player managed to shock catnap, which interacted with the red smoke, basically imploding. We pushed Catnap towards Death's school, but we weren't the ones to take him out of his misery, as he was still able to sit up at this point, offering himself in a sacrificial stance. Catnap's body went limp as the prototype stabbed through his mouth and took his body through the ceiling hatch, similar to how Mommy was taken. While perhaps he was going to die anyway after that stomach explosion, the player did not make the final blow. So Catnap's death goes to the prototype. Chapter 4 is when the magnitude of death within playtime really started to set
How
in.
many did we
Also,
kill?
where we had to get our grab tags in the dirtiest they've been in the game. But thankfully, we were still able to avoid killing a number of experiments around the shelf. Just like with the ruined critters, the player had to use their flare hand to keep the nightmare critters away, as the doctor was using them to test us. We also managed to escape Baba Chops without killing them by powering up and opening the door to Simon's smoke's room. Of course, this put us in a moral dilemma of whether to kill Simon or sacrifice ourselves, or at least that's what the doctor told us. This would bring us up to 3 kills. But we will
What if
keep
we
this in mind
didn't
later
kill,
when
bro?
we tally our total kills out. Before we move on to more of the players' kills, I did want to shout out my boy Pianosaurus. His death was his fault of his own, and those I suppose. But I still wish we got more screen time, but a musical soon to be possible. So I did appreciate Chapter 5's Easter egg. I'm locked.
Hello everyone and welcome to Cash Cards Unlimited, your premium trading card and collection.
We need more, but moving on to some of the players' confirmed kills. Perhaps the most defined death in the game, let alone Chapter 4, would have to go to the big dog himself, Yarnaby. Y'all know how I feel about that dumb dog, but if that dumb dog would have just paid a little bit more attention, he might still be alive. But instead, his instincts led to his death.
Yep, we
So
killed him.
the rest of them, I don't even know if he's in pieces. This dude is in shambles. This dude is what? For my people in the back, this dude is what? Exactly. Just like our previous kills, we led Yarnaby right to his death, rather than directly attacking him, which I certainly count as murder at the player's hands, but moving on. The chain we swung across was hanging until after we crossed the lava pool. So if we hadn't knocked it down, Yarnaby wouldn't have gotten caught on it and burned into oblivion. But including Simon, the player would now be at 4 kills, 3 without him. From the big dog to the big man on campus, the player did not wrap up their killing spree in this chapter with Yarnaby. We unintentionally helped the prototype cause the demise of all the toys in Safe Haven, which we are not considering the player's fault by any means, as tragic as this was. I blame Doey for everything. Oh, there he is. Did not feel the player deserved innocence at this moment. And who could blame him when he just second-handedly took away all that was left of his chosen family? Multi-limbed aggressive form. This pushed the player into a battle to the death with Doe, with us needing to freeze and then saw into his back multiple times. But that wasn't enough, and it took another freeze and a massive fan two-inch shredder to finish the man off. The prototype might have forced our hand, but it was our grab pack that pulled down that handle to take out Doge once and for all, bringing us to 4 or 5 kills now. But there's one other character in this chapter that the player can't rid themselves of, bringing about the need to recount our kills after the events of Chapter 5. For the
We can
player
never
to
kill
obtain
Huggy.
an Omni Hand and fix Safe Haven's generator, we needed to take on. It took fighting off what seemed like endless critters and Yarnaby through the caverns and prison, along with some emotional manipulation before we could make it to the doctor's office. After we pull the Omni chip,
Yeah.
the doctor explodes, and his Hoyers are completely still, and the player could safely count this as another kill under their belts. That is, until Chapter 5, where throughout the labs, we learned about Playtime's neural mapper, which allows us to view the past memories of other experiments through the use of these discs. But just like they did with all their creations, Playtime found a different use for the neural mapper. Between the theater incident and Sawyer's increasing defiance, Leaf and Dr. White moved forward with using the neural
Really?
mapper
We did
on
not kill the
Sawyer
doctor.
himself. While we already knew that they turned Sawyer into Experiment 1354, the letters to Leaf made it clear his experiment was more complex than just connecting Sawyer's brain to a computer. So by the time we reached the end of Chapter 5, it was more than clear who was speaking to the player, but also how he was still kicking. The Doctor's return wasn't completely shocking if you paid attention to the documents in the most recent chapter. Though there are definitely still questions lingering around his existence, but we cannot say that we killed the Doctor in Chapter 4, as he is clearly still alive, in a way at least. So moving into Chapter 5, we're still at 4 or 5 kills, and within the labs, the player once again avoided some kills, though we witnessed a bunch of other deaths, and have to take responsibility for some of them ourselves. The Automals in the toy morgue weren't killed by the player. We just scared them away with light or avoided them completely, similar to how we had to scare them away with the other critters in the previous chapters. Though we did witness the prototype stab and snatch
Okay,
one
what?
of them, we still kicking the Doc Sawyer's brick wall mapper. Between the theater incident and Sawyer's increasing defiance, Leaf and Dr. White moved forward. Letters to Leaf made it clear his experiment was more complex than just connecting Sawyer's brain to a computer. So by the time we reached the end of Chapter 5, it was more than clear who was speaking to the player, but also how he was still kicking. The Doctor's return wasn't completely shocking if you paid attention to the documents in the most recent chapter. Though there are definitely still questions lingering around his existence, but we cannot say that we killed the Doctor in Chapter 4, as he is clearly still alive, in a way at least. So moving into Chapter 5, we're still at 4 or 5 kills, and within the labs, the player once again avoided some kills, though we witnessed a bunch of other deaths, and have to take responsibility for some of them ourselves. The Automals in the toy morgue weren't killed by the player. We just scared them away with light or avoided them completely, similar to how we had to scare them away with the other critters in the previous chapters. Though we did witness the prototype stab and snatch one of them up while we were hiding with Giblet. We also left the boiler room Brawn behind, and seemingly alive, available to be continuously eaten by the Automals, though maybe we should have taken him out of his misery. I don't know how, but listen, these Automals got one of the funniest jump scares in all of gaming.
Default players get ignored. John Wick gets remembered. John Wick pen and ink is not just another skin. It is the kind of cosmetic.
Bro, pay attention to this Automals, alright? I'm gonna go frame by frame, right? This flash steps disappears completely and is now mid-air with a screwdriver. Go from here, disappear, screwdriver about to fly in your ear. You're dead. But I feel it's important to also mention that weird mutant tree thing with faces in the biodiversity labs before we met Chunk. The entire time we were blowing up those pimple pods, I couldn't help but wonder if the wooden faces present were of a child or someone else used for this experiment.
There's things, though. Like some trees that can stay alive even while being way older than a person. I mean, the oldest people to ever live are still younger than those.
We could hear and see the roots retract as we destroyed the sap, but without the sound of screaming present, we'll lean towards this just being a mutant tree we killed and not a human experiment. For now, at least. We were also made to act out the early kills of Huggy, forced on him by Miss Gracie to condition Huggy for
Where's gone?
But those
Shop not available anymore.
not the players actually killing those toys before we got our own hit list to worry about. I can't move on to the players' kills without mentioning these two most devastating deaths of the chapter.
It says it's not available anymore, and it's right. No way.
Catch the player finally brought him right to his better
You could buy a one horn
and we all know how this one ends. Now, I'm not sure there was anything the player could do to avoid Hudson and Kissy being slaughtered.
Oh my, yeah.
I hope that whatever the prototype is cooking up in his better place involves a way to bring him back. Or we could just throw him in the poppy jail, drag him in. Now, someone that I don't feel sorry for, though, was actually the player's first kill of the chapter, Lily Lovefoot.
Nobody cared about her.
Lily, the player, was initially introduced to her in-game as her true identity. We saw her authentic nature. We of course know that this was Miss Gracie, but during the hour of joy, her facade dropped, and her apathy towards the experiments would push them to treat Miss Gracie to a different fate than the other Playtime employees. The experiments turned Miss Gracie into Lily Lovegreen, making her suffer through the same conditions.
I think she put all of them, which was crazy. And watching her own videos thinking, oh yes, I love this person, not knowing it was really her.
Continued until Poppy fell into her dollhouse, and with the player needing to head to Spruce Street, Lily ended up with the most attended street she probably ever had. But after Kissy attacked the prototype and everyone ran off, Lily set her sights on the player, chasing them all the way to the roof.
For real?
We saw an experiment to distract them long enough for the player to outwit them. Crushed by the very cloud that
Cioccolatini, mancioncioni.
for the last decade, Lily became nothing more than a limp pile of braids. Six victims. Now, Lily is one of those kills that I'm theorizing we might need to adjust in the future due to the concerning features of her hair.
Yeah.
That's something to worry about for another day. Lily isn't the player's last kill in Chapter 5, though. Not technically. We got a first-hand look at the prototype's experimental process in the reanimation section of the lab. So we came across 5 breathing items being worked on by machines. While trying to solve a puzzle in this room, we were required to move around the batteries of these machines, which caused them to shut down. But this didn't just stop the machines. It turned off some kind of life support the Automos were receiving during their experimentation. With their breathing stopped by the players, there's no one else to blame for these 5 Automos dying except us.
So we got 5 more kills.
It seems like all this time spent in the back made the players a real entity. But look, here's what y'all need to understand. These Automos have power, right? Now, what does a battery hold? Power. What is power? Electricity, right? Now, when we look back to the experiment 814 note, y'all already know classic note with the rat being shot after being submerged in some gel mixed with poppy flowers. This rat was submerged for a full week, and when we look back to this puzzle with the wrong side out on the what seemed to be operating tables, the poppy gel on them, the batteries under them that seemed to be the direct cause to them dying after we take them out of the machine.
But really, did they die?
Automated version.
What if they just stop breathing and then a prototype got there?
The lag of the game without adding any more depths to their conscience. Though
Yeah.
they did lose Poppy to the prototype. Not that she usually sticks around long, but this does put her at risk of becoming someone who can gain something.
About Sawyer. Harley Sawyer. Not a guy I can trust.
You're not a player, agent of kill. I'm not a killer. You're dead. I just tried to survive. Yeah, I might be making excuses, but you know who we haven't taken out? 3 words. That man and his family ain't going nowhere. But if Limon gets murked, it's not going to be by the player hands, and someone will be paying for his death. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and click on this video right here.
night in your spacious...
Okay. What?
This is the Cube Grim Reaper sprite, but I made a mistake because I accidentally queued into a duo game with it. And at first it worked out good because I was getting more eliminations and my sprite was leveling up super quick. But I think I got a little bit too confident because wiping these duos felt so easy, so I just kept fighting everyone. But that was my mistake because after knocking this player out of the sky, his duo caught me lacking and got me super low, so I had to reposition. No, please! I was literally one elimination away from mastering my sprite, but since my HP was so low, I decided it would be best to run away, but the other player wasn't going to let that slide. No! No! This is the Cube Grim Reaper sprite, but I made a mistake because I accidentally queued into... I handed my mom a doll. My older brother dared me to walk across the cafeteria and ask out the prettiest girl in school. His friends were dying laughing because they knew I'd had a crush on her since 6th grade and didn't believe I had the guts to do it. So I stood up, their phones came out, and my brother stopped laughing. Wait, you're actually doing this? I didn't answer. I just started walking, but the second I turned around, I yanked my backpack onto my shoulder too fast, and the strap swung forward and smacked the kid's tray. Spaghetti went flying straight up and landed on top of my head. The kid screamed. Half the cafeteria turned to look. I held up both hands to apologize and walked straight backwards into a girl holding a Capri Sun. The pouch popped all over the front of my shirt. I was now soaked in fruit punch with spaghetti in my hair, and every person in the cafeteria was watching me say something, but nothing came to the table. I picked it up with both hands. Hey, I like funny guys. Call me. Her number was underneath my pen. I looked up and she was smiling at me like I was the only kid in the room. The cafeteria erupted. My brother's face went from laughing to gut punched in about 2 seconds. Here's every brawl. Here's every.
Everybody, you want me to be quiet for this?
Kinetic bomb, actually, and if you go below 600 miles per hour, it'll explode. Same thing happens if you try to remove it. Ooh, it's active. Run, 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 run. Cisco!
He wasn't lying. That thing's linked to a speedometer, and it will blow if you stop moving.
Well, I can't run forever.
Barry, do you see any walls nearby?
Why?
Because I need you to run into one. Or more accurately, through one.
What?
If you vibrate at the natural frequency of air, your body, your cells, will be in a state of excitement that should allow you to phase right through that wall, leaving the bomb on the other side.
Should?
Can you do this?
I can't.
Listen to me, Barry. Breathe. Feel the air. Feel that wind on your face. Feel the ground. Feel its power. Electricity pumping through your veins. Like a
165 of these. 127, 120, 97.
Now do it.
I really did not.
Barry?
Oh, that felt weird. I'm good. It's okay. You've all been given an antidote. It wasn't very sanitary.
No, where's Henry Allen? You're going to prison either way, James.
You always did look good in red.
How long have...
Guys, I found a teacher. Sauna. Destroy it. Sharks found inside an active volcano. Fire resistance. Teacher, the test won't be that hard. The test. Which one is night vision potion and which one is water bottle? Girls, I finished building my house. You want to see it? OMG, I do. Boys, I just finished building my house. Where is it? Based on experience, there should be a treasure room right under my school. So glad I grew up with this, but dude, this is better. My girlfriend died in our Minecraft server, and instead of spawning in our house, she spawned inside my friend's house. Her. He is probably thinking about other villagers. Him. 1 emerald for 8 sand is a brilliant deal. Dad deleted his Minecraft world to punish him for thinking like what Minecraft is. What Karens think Minecraft is. The probability of a Minecraft flower killing you is low, but never 0. Never give up. Was about to quit gambling, but then I saw this tweet. Thank you, Minecraft. If you think about it real hard, piglins just look like anime girls wearing pig hats. You're stupid. Wait a second. If a mine...
Okay, I do not understand. Somebody literally posted this. If you think about it really hard, piglins just look like anime girls wearing hats. Are you saying their nose and then their nose and like their little where their mouth is? It's a face.
Changed the game forever. The
famous data miner HypeX announced a new tracker that shows all the stats and the real value of your locker.
First of all, we gotta look up this. We gotta look up fortloot.com.
Gorillo Watermelon Rio.
Total?
To test it out, I went to fortloot.com and just typed in my username.
I'm just gonna look up fortloot.com. Oh, that's...
I thought it was a joke, but the site revealed such hidden stats about my account that I didn't even know existed.
Los Tungtungcitos.
A Fortnite insider changed the game forever. The famous data miner HypeX announced a new...
I was helping the... After a few passes through the...
Bro, where are the diamonds?
Please stop sending me free E-Bucks cards.
Sir, that is a gift because you subscribed and like.
Please stop sending me...
You can now get Nido cereal in
Bruh, people are lying a lot.
I'm scheduled late goes from 4:55 to 5:19. Please hold 14 to transition time. Come on, an hour, 1 minute.
Wait, it's go. I can tell.
Oh, would you mind if the voice is going to be from Sunday? Otherwise, why?
I do. Sounds good.
Wait, you could have asked me. Why? You're not going to believe this.
Mr. Ellard wanted to work out Sunday. Mother's Day?
I was just too stunned to respond. What a jerk. The kids and I have been talking about what to do. And you're wondering how you feel if, as your gift, we just left you alone for the day.
Yes. Oh, like, yes. I did it. Mother's Day was here. Never proved it. Right? I didn't know what to do first. I decided to read. And then I remembered something. I'm blind. But when I was stuck. I had a whole 3 day ahead of me, and I wanted to take that door for me. An hour later, I was done. Now I just had to put the giant screwdriver back where it belonged, and the rest of the day was mine. Oh, there's that flashlight. So I decided to go through the batteries, because you gotta have a flashlight in the house with batteries. But when I went to put it in Mike's nightstand, it was stuck too. And then I found something, an unpaid gas bill. And then after defrosting the freezer and Scotch guarding the winter shoes.
Yes. Did you have a great Mother's Day?
How was your day?
Well, I'll let the kids tell you guys.
You went to Brown County? I love Brown County.
Hey, whoa. What's going on? What's this? What? Stop it. You know what? We can have another Mother's Day, okay?
Yeah, next year.
No, next weekend. We can all go back to Brown County and we can do it all again with you. I'm screwed up on Mother's Day, so next Sunday we're doing it again. Come on, guys. Next Mother's Day can't start without us. Let's hit the road.
Nice. Arlo's here for cleaning.
No, we're kind of doing a family thing.
He's already put it in his statement. If you change it, he could really flip out. What happened to the fair?
Sorry, folks. It's all coming down. It was just special last week for Mother's Day.
Spending time with my family is all that matters.
It's your mom's special day. We're having a picnic.
Sorry, we aren't serving food today. That was just special last week for Mother's Day.
This is fun.
Yeah, this is fun. What else did you guys do last week?
You haven't played volleyball?
Okay, ready? I got a killer serve. Ooh, woo, wow. Well, I bet it wasn't this pretty last week. Isn't this wonderful? I thought it would be hard to top last week's mothers.
So much good. Prime is honestly the best drink I've ever tried. Is something I would never say. Now, Prime is not that. The comments went crazy with it.
LeBron knows you don't buy the Prime.
And yes, maybe that's true, but it looked more for the league. As you see, so I picked up the Prime and I made a bunch of
Alright, chat.
This is where
I found a death note. It said in the notebook, as long as I read it in, it can kill anyone. At first, I did not believe it, but at that moment, the TV reported an unrepentant criminal. I tried writing down his name, but nothing happened. I thought it was just a joke. But the next day, when I checked the newspaper, I found that the criminal was really dead. I rushed back to my room, staring at the name in the notebook, still unable to believe it. To test it, I found the bully who had tormented me and wrote down his name. Soon after, he suddenly felt a sharp pain in his heart and died on the spot. At that moment, I finally believed the death note was real. Suddenly, a giant figure appeared. It was the Shinigami Ryuk. He told me more secrets about the death note. To make the most of the notebook, I hacked into the police system, identified criminals who could not be punished by law, and wrote down their names one by one. Soon, the judgment began to spread, but the same type of deaths happening again and again caused a huge public uproar. Some people called me a savior, while others called me a murderer. The situation became serious, and the police quickly launched an investigation. But the crime scenes were spread across the country. They had no clue at all. Eventually, they brought in the famous Detective L for help. Through his reasoning, my range of activities was gradually narrowed down. After that, every time I left the house, I placed a pen refill in the door hinge as a marker. But one day, when I came home, I found the pen refill had been snapped in half. I immediately realized the police were watching me. To avoid exposing myself, I did not communicate with the Shinigami. I simply sat quietly at my desk, letting him talk nonstop beside me, because if I spoke to the air, the police behind the cameras would immediately know I was the real killer. For the next 2 weeks, they monitored me 24 hours a day, but I never showed any weakness. However, during that time, no strange deaths happened at all. Just as the operation was about to end, Elle insisted that I was the killer, because during the month I was under surveillance. No new cases occurred. This proved that I had no chance to act, but once the surveillance ended, the deaths would happen again. So the police decided to arrest me directly. But right before the operation, another mysterious death occurred. The victim also died from sudden heart failure. Everyone immediately checked the surveillance footage. In the video, I was casually eating chips, without showing anything unusual. This became my perfect alibi. The police began to hesitate, but only the Shinigami was shocked, because inside that bag of chips, I had hidden a tiny player and a small piece of torn death note paper. I had already planned everything, and carried out the judgment of God without anyone noticing. In the end, without any evidence, the police could only leave. Just when I thought everything was perfect, Elle suddenly appeared in front of me. He picked up the bag of chips and slowly started eating them. Clearly, he had already discovered the truth. If it were you, what would you do with this notebook?
Welcoming Sever with a dip.
Here's how to get all the new websites. You want to open up the chest, but cancel it last second, and then throw minis onto the left, and then right the center. And then you want to act up and pick up everything. Okay, don't open the chest, pick up everything. Okay, now shoot the chest 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now quickly spin around. 1, 2, 3 times. And then you want to crouch 4 times. Alright, let's open it. Here's how to...
The SpongeBob set. Is Patrick in the game? Is it Patrick? What the frick is this?
Something wrong with this filter.
You can know about Patrick. They added another Ice film. Oh my gosh. Okay, they just added a cheat. But there's like doubt.
I've been learning Spanish on Duolingo for free. Me encanta la playa.
Right? Yeah, I thought it was coming in.
Oh. I think I just messed up the stream chat.
How long does it take? What's up, Joshua? Yo, the gal next to the one Rose, I appreciate that. Now, here we go. You could be another or fire. You stop. I live in AI where they have a good time. Is all AI left? I have cute Gumi for max level. Nice job, Leo. How long did it take you? I have a Q5, so I just wanted to give it space. I'm trying to find them in the game. I appreciate it though. If I don't find one of them, then Yeah, but I'm gonna try to find it in the game.
Here's how to get all.
It's crazy. Wait, 1 second, chat. Before we even start, I have to do something.
Here's how to get all the new.
Yo, yo, yo.
Okay.
Here's how to get all the new rare fights. You want to open up the chest, but cancel it.
So, now that I'm streaming, we have one thing to do, and that is change the cover of this image to. Okay, I hope Togo does not get mad, but I literally am using his thing, but me and bro use the same skin, so it should be fine. Okay, let's see. It's crazy we're playing. Bro, I was playing Miles Morales, then didn't post for a day, then the Sab look, and then the part 2, which is kind of like out of nowhere. We literally, some of this stuff was great. Be weird. Dating before the load. I was first actually, like, bro, I literally started streaming. Was already in a game. And then it literally, like, I think I was first person to get the
new Sprite Berry.
It was actually crazy. I want to see what happens if if we change to like a random thing and then just look up Fortnite Cube Sprite and go to live. Will I pop up? I'm gonna keep on scrolling until I pop up. Because I really want to pop up on there, but I do not know. I'm not popping up so far. Some guy already has Cube Grim and Cube Batman. Patrick. Oh, I just noticed Patrick joined for like 5 seconds. I kind of forgot. I do not pop up. Okay. Imagine I was hacked one day. Or who hacked me? We have not checked Citra real quick. We didn't go up and check on Citra. Oh my god. Okay, he hasn't posted anything these past few days. Good Citra, bro. What? Batman? What the? Oh crap. They just told me I'm Togo. I'm Togo. Bro, everybody always thinks I'm Togo when I'm not. Is it because of... Oh, I'm in game with the cube. Wait, it said... Oh, I can't go to Sinister anymore. We're gonna go to Golden. But to like... It's actually crazy. The weird the ones. Wait, let me look at this stream. So I'm on a different account and I'm going to my live. I'm actually up there. Cube hunting. Oh, let's go. But we only... It's crazy. Wait. We hit 18 subscribers, by the way. Actually, it's a crazy goal. We are close to 20, actually, chat. If you think about it, we're close to... 1 second. 1 second, chat. I gotta go eat, so I gotta hide. Whew.
BRB in 10 mins chat.
Okay, chat, we gonna end the stream. See you.